What's the risk today for investors? What is it that Mr. Zuckerberg can and can't say that could influence the pricing of this stock when it's already been so battered?
Yeah, I'd really be surprised if we saw something particularly meaningful coming out today. I think there's, obviously the grandstanding element, and he's got to perform reasonably well under that pressure. But I expect what we'll see is what we saw from his prepared statement in the press conference last week.
Andy, for Facebook and for Mark Zuckerberg, if Congress asks why shouldn't we regulate you, how can you police yourself? What's his argument for that?
Well, I think his argument is going to be you can regulate us. Just regulate us smartly. And I think he'll do that knowing that any regulation raises cost in the industry, and higher cost means higher barriers to entry. So I think there's probably both a motive that's a little bit self-serving, and it also takes the heat off of him and puts it on the regulation.
Andy, the heat's very much been on him, and a series of media outlets running a list of questions that they would like to see asked. And I thought that the FT put it quite nicely and quite succinctly. They basically said, how much profit are you willing to give up to address these issues? Do we have our hands around how much profit he's willing to give up to address these issues?
Well, I mean, coming into the year, they guided to expense growth that was pretty extraordinary given their size. They've already committed a significant amount of resources. I think given that you're dealing with sort of the long-term viability of the platform in a way that they'll commit whatever it takes. Now, is that going to be an onerous amount that means that they're not going to make any money? Probably not. And that's what we're trying to figure out.
Andy, today, as far as you're concerned, the last month or so has been about data privacy. For other people, their issue with Facebook is quite simply making people dumb. For other people, their issue with Facebook is that advertisers are able to take advantage of the platform and sell questionable products towards people that perhaps are completely uninformed and end up buying them. What is the ultimate issue, Andy, for this company that needs addressing? Because everything has just been thrown into one and thrown down to Capitol Hill.
Yeah, those are funny because you could have said the same thing about TV or radio or every medium that's been ad-supported that's ever come, right? It's just that they do it better and more efficiently and on a bigger scale. And I think that's honestly one of the things that we have to address here is like a lot of what is coming out is our own sort of human frailty. And we need to deal with that maybe more than some of the data privacy issues themselves.